Hello, and welcome back to Earthy Remedy. Heart disease is far more than just an individual health issue. It's a massive global epidemic. Each year, cardiovascular diseases take the lives of approximately 17.9 million people worldwide, which represents about 32% of all global deaths. In the United States, heart disease has stubbornly held on to its title as the nation's leading cause of death since as far back as 1950. The numbers continue to be sobering. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, roughly 695,000 Americans die from heart disease annually, accounting for 1 out of every 4 deaths in the country. Yet, despite these grim statistics, there's a powerful message of hope. Heart disease is largely preventable. By adopting healthy habits and making informed lifestyle choices, individuals can significantly reduce their risk. This isn't just speculation. Some of the world's most respected cardiovascular experts emphasize the same point. One such authority is a legendary heart surgeon, Dr. Michael DeBakey, recognized as one of the greatest medical pioneers in modern history. Dr. DeBakey was a trusted advisor to every U.S. president from Harry Truman onward. Over his remarkable career, he introduced groundbreaking innovations in cardiovascular surgery, including techniques in heart bypass surgery and the development of artificial heart devices. His contributions transformed the field, saving countless lives and training generations of surgeons who continue to carry forward his legacy. Dr. DeBakey performed more than 60,000 surgeries during his lifetime, an astonishing achievement, and remained an active force in medicine even into his late 90s. In fact, he continued working in the operating room up until the age 97 and was still driving himself to work at 90. His deep commitment to health and longevity was evident in his own life, as he lived to the age of 99, maintaining physical and mental sharpness far beyond what most people achieve. In a CBS interview conducted when he was 90, Dr. DeBakey reflected on aging, saying that he hardly noticed the years passing, that he still felt the same physically and mentally, and that he could still do most of the things he had always enjoyed. So what was Dr. DeBakey's secret to such a long, active, and healthy life? Let's explore 5 key insights from this legendary physician, including the specific dietary and lifestyle choices he recommended for preventing heart disease. Tip 1. Get moving. Dr. DeBakey firmly believed that regular movement was the foundation of cardiovascular health. His number 1 recommendation for maintaining a strong heart and healthy arteries was walking. Specifically, he suggested walking at least 30 minutes every day, alternating between a slow and fast pace to engage the cardiovascular system effectively. Unlike many modern fitness advocates who push high-intensity workouts, Dr. DeBakey embraced a more casual and accessible approach to physical activity. He incorporated walking into his daily life, preferring to move between places on foot, tending to his garden, and consistently choosing the stairs over elevators. He even pointed out in interviews that small, non-exercise activities, what scientists call non-exercise activity thermogenesis, NEAT, play an important role in overall health. NEAT includes the energy you expend during day-to-day activities outside formal exercise routines, such as fidgeting, standing, or doing household tasks. Research shows that fidgeting alone can boost energy expenditure by 20 to 30% without necessarily raising your heart rate. Moreover, people who engage in these small, regular movements tend to have a lot lower risk of premature death compared to those who remain sedentary. While walking and fidgeting are helpful, Dr. DeBakey acknowledged that they should complement, not replace, more structured physical activities. For optimal health, a mix of moderate activities like walking and higher intensity exercises can deliver comprehensive cardiovascular benefits. Tip number 2. Work with passion and stay busy. Another cornerstone of Dr. DeBakey's philosophy was the importance of purposeful work. He attributed his long, fulfilling life to the fact that he never retired. He simply loved what he did. Rising as early as 4 a.m., he began his day with exercise, followed by walking to the hospital, which he affectionately called his second home. Even in his 90s, he was working 16-hour days, constantly setting new goals and pushing the boundaries of medical innovation. One of his later achievements was the co-development of a miniature heart pump, a collaboration between NASA, Dr. George Noon, and Micromed Technology. This device became a critical bridge for patients awaiting heart transplants, showcasing Dr. DeBakey's lifelong commitment to advancing medicine. For Dr. DeBakey, staying busy was more than just filling time. It provided purpose, focus, and even relaxation. He once once remarked that no vacation spot could ever be as soothing as the operating room. Although he recognized that stress can be harmful, he also saw it as a driving force, pushing people to rise to challenges. In fact, he viewed every new obstacle as the zest of life, keeping his mind sharp and his spirit engaged. In a Time magazine article from decades ago, when he was featured as one of the few doctors to appear on the cover, Dr. DeBakey downplayed concerns about stress. He argued that humans were made to work hard and that, in his experience, work had never harmed anyone. He emphasized the power of mindset, noting that a positive, goal-driven attitude is key to staying vital and engaged throughout life. Tip number 3, avoid stress. While Dr. DeBakey acknowledged that stress can serve as a motivator, he was also acutely aware of its dangers. He often pointed out that stress is one of the biggest enemies of heart health, rivaling even physical inactivity. Many people, he observed, attempt to relieve stress with unhealthy behaviors such as drinking alcohol, overeating, or smoking, all of which only worsen heart health. Chronic stress unleashes a cascade of physiological reactions, including the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones elevate heart rate, raise blood pressure, and increase inflammation throughout the body. Over time, this can lead to hypertension, damage to the arteries, and an elevated risk of heart attack or stroke. Stress also disrupts sleep patterns and raises chronic inflammation levels, both of which are key contributors to the development of arteriosclerosis, the narrowing and hardening of arteries. Dr. DeBakey recommended healthier alternatives for managing stress, such as enjoying cultural activities like going to the theater, spending time in nature, or swimming. He also recognized the healing power of laughter and positive emotions, viewing them as some of the most effective forms of medicine. Tip 4. Don't smoke. As a young physician, Dr. DeBakey conducted one of the earliest investigations into the relationship between smoking and lung cancer. While gathering data on lung cancer patients, he and his mentor, Dr. Alton Ochsner, were astonished to discover that every patient they studied was a smoker. This led to the publication of a pioneering research article in 1939, which suggested, more than 25 years before the U.S. Surgeon General's report, that cigarette smoking was linked to lung cancer. Modern research has repeatedly confirmed this early finding. Smoking remains the leading cause of lung cancer worldwide, accounting for about 85% of all cases. Scientists have even identified specific genetic mutations, such as those in the TP53 gene, that are closely associated with smoking-induced lung cancer. Dr. DeBakey consistently urged people to avoid smoking entirely, emphasizing that eliminating this harmful habit could significantly extend both lifespan and quality of life. Tip number 5. Eat the right foods and avoid the wrong ones. When it came to diet, Dr. DeBakey's views were practical and focused on moderation. In his book, The Living Heart Diet, and its companion, The Living Heart Shopper's Guide, he outlined guidelines for limiting daily cholesterol intake to under 300 milligrams and keeping saturated fat below 10% of total calories. Dr. DeBakey avoided foods high in saturated fats, such as butter and fatty cuts of meat, arguing that cutting these out of one's diet could potentially add 5 to 7 years to one's life. He favored cooking methods like baking, steaming, or eating foods raw instead of frying to minimize unhealthy fat intake. His own meals were simple but nourishing. For breakfast, he often ate cottage cheese, whole grain porridge, and black tea, a combination rich in protein, fiber, and antioxidants. For lunch, he preferred bean soup or baked fish, accompanied by generous portions of raw vegetables. These foods supplied essential nutrients like plant-based protein, omega-3 fatty acids, fiber, vitamins, and minerals, all of which support heart and brain health. In his later years, Dr. DeBakey typically ate just one meal a day, often centered around a large salad. Baylor College of Medicine, where he served as chair of surgery, recommended a heart-healthy salad dressing that combined fat-free yogurt, non-fat mayonnaise, chives, dill, and lemon juice, light, flavorful, and aligned with Dr. DeBakey's dietary philosophy. Moderation was key for Dr. DeBakey, not in just food portions, but across all aspects of life. Even when it came to coffee, he limited himself to just 1 cup per day. Remarkably, his lifelong adherence to balance and health allowed him to fit into the same military uniform he wore in the early 1900s, even in his 90s. Did Dr. DeBakey take vitamins? Interestingly, despite his long life, Dr. DeBakey did not rely on vitamins or medications. He avoided alcohol and never smoked, instead focusing on a balanced diet, physical activity, and purposeful living to maintain his health. Dr. Michael DeBakey's life offers profound lessons. Passion, purpose, and mindful living are powerful keys to longevity. His example shows that with dedication, balance, and heart-healthy habits, we can thrive at any age, extending not just our years, but the quality and fulfillment of our lives.